Now, one of the good picks is unironically Cho'Gath top with Halo Blades, copy paste the runes, Axiom Arcane Secondary, Scorch, Halo Blades, Cheap Shot, Deep Ward, and Relentless Hunter, but normally you need Ultimate Hunter, both are okay though. Both are okay though, so in here we scored the first blood, Ultra he does also get me, so it's kinda like a 1-for-1 in this case scenario, but we do get our boots, and now we can walk at a very like accelerated pace to the point where it's very difficult for him to connect his EWs into me, because that's like his resource generating tool. So for example, if he hits his EW, he does get 15, 30, max health in total, and the more mobile you are, the less resources he can generate of you, and the more likely you can like get close. He also did go boots, so 387 mobility just of boots. I guess we got like a little Relentless Hunter speed as well, we can't sleep on that. For now on, obviously you're not gonna beat him at every stage of the game, because you gotta hit your Qs too, also all in him even at level 1, so again, like, early on he pushes, you play it out a little bit safely, you CS a little bit, avoid his Qs as much as possible. He does go for an early ward, so it's very easy for me to last it, and as far as you guys noticed, like, we are just picking up CS for now. You do beat him, but don't imagine that you can beat him at any stage of the game. There are other reasonable counters like Ambessa. Yes, I know I shit every time on Ambessa when I face it as SWAIN, but the thing is, guys, like, once you scale up as Ambessa, it's a pretty easy matchup. Mundo is also pretty good into SWAIN if you scale into him. If you int like very hard, then yes, it's not gonna be a good matchup. Especially if you get camped as Mundo, because then it's like shit hard. So this can get like very easy, very hard, depending on how much you can like play out your early. So we are both looking for basically like engages here, but I'm not hitting my Q, he's not hitting his E, and there isn't anything particular. Now in here we're just spacing, baiting out his E, baiting out his Q. That's what we are kinda like trying to do, beside like farming, fishing for a Q. This time he did his E. He got like a nice damage on my HP bar, and so for now we're just focusing on farming and trying my best to like space his Qs, his E's, queuing the cannon, pick the bad boy up, and now we're gonna just scale till Megatron Cloaks 50s, but this matchup gonna easen up as time passes, so it will not be like, let's say, like forever hard. He does connect another like WE into me, but that's like not really the end of the world, because you can't really take it into him. Sadly, he has boots as well, so it's kind of difficult to get close into him, right? But the good thing is that currently, guys, you can actually still like just farm up till basically baiting Z, baiting his Q. Still hits it because, kind of a long range ability. And as much as we want to recall, we still have to stay a little bit till Negatron Cloak. The Negatron Cloak gonna be your good item. So in here he's like fake recalling, and that's what I'm trying to like sort of ping off. I'm even queuing the bush to, see if he's fake recalling, and he was fake recalling. So in here I even pinged my jungler. He has no flash, so it's a bit easier to gank, but I think Jace has like a very messy E here, and we couldn't quite like pick him up. Like, telling you, like, it was very, like, I think he hit a bit early thinking he will kill or something, I don't know. But he didn't like I tried to silence, I think I didn't silence in time though. Like, I thought like he gonna, like, this was like a very weird, like, I don't know, like maybe I should ban like hold maybe I should ban W, maybe I should ban just W there actually, and that's it. Like, I didn't expect that random E, because usually they use E as a finisher, not really as, something that's like, look guys, like, I think he, like, no, he tried to push him away, but he didn't E in time, which was like really weird. But he did kind of like, he did, but he didn't like, this was like really weird, I'm telling you guys. And now I didn't like, I think I didn't press like W, I pressed E, so I guess it was on me. This was totally on me though. It just like, don't know like why did I hold into W even when he hit me. Like, I really wanted to get a Q off, but that was like kind of like a mistake on my part. I got a bit I got really a bit mentally confused there, like, the fuck am I? Now it's even more weird that I'm rewatching it and just like looking like what. Now he's holding the wave, but that shouldn't be the end of the world because he does eat the Q from me, and 40% of his HP is kind of like gone because he tries to like freeze too hard. And we do also TP back, so that's not the end of the world. As I promised to come back with a Negatron Cloak and a refillable, and at this point the matchup gonna be way easier. We do hold the wave. I think I push it out for some reason. Probably I shouldn't push it out at all because there is a ward where he recalls. Although I thought he's just fake recalling and sitting in the bush, but he wasn't. Now in here we hit 6 and we are already eating one of these minions. Sadly I forgot Ultimate Hunter this game, so that's a bit of a concern. And in general, it does help a lot actually if you manage to get like a good Q off right now. And just on him. And if he Rs, you can just run away, I'm not even kidding. Because now the pacing gonna be a bit different. I'm literally running at him, because he has no E. I have too much mobility, right? But what I do now is that I run away. He flashes, he is, but I would say maybe there is a ward where I don't have to flash here. I would say maybe, because even then I could Q him soon, or maybe W him when he is, so he can't recast it. So I would say there is a ward where I don't flash here. I think there is a ward where I don't flash there, but at least I don't lose more health. Like theoretically with Negatron, I think I didn't have to actually, but oh well. Now in here Nami does collapse on this guy and we pick him up finally. It takes some like he's very vulnerable to ganks and dives as well if you're really ahead. If you're not like really ahead, he's more vulnerable to like lane ganks. That's what like SWAIN is like kinda like weak against. We proxy this wave really quick, eat one of the minions and recall, just like that. I don't stay more because I got money for Swifties, and every time you get to go in and bait out his R, I'm not even kidding, like this is funny, but this guy like R'd every time I went in. I think it's also like an Emax thing, but this guy was like eating my Qs non-stop, and we silence him so he doesn't pulse, and we get a nice chunk on him. Now, the thing is like, these HP trades are kinda okay on Cho'Gath because you're gonna heal up off minions, and it's kinda funny, but if they are lower on HP, you can like kinda like R them if it makes sense. So it's not even like the case scenario where it's like, okay dude, like he does have R, he does heal, but if you can burst combo him, he's not like super concerning as a matchup if it makes sense. And if anything, at this point we get to like force quite a lot. We are way better at baiting out his spells, and once he gives up his E, it's like very easy to deal with this guy. Now we're just fishing for a Q. Bluffing A engage, getting his E out, and my Q has shorter cooldown than his E. So now that his E is on cooldown, we get to walk back and trade. Look, he had cooldown on what, guys? He had cooldown on his... We munch him before he even heals with his W, and as far as you guys can see, if he cannot protect himself with his E, he might just be cooked in that all-in. Now, it's a really nice all-in and everything. We also get his plate, so at this point the matchup does accelerate. So after Negatron Cloak boots point, this matchup becomes way easier. Now obviously if I didn't mess up the earlier gank scenarios where Jay's ganked, so it was a little bit on me. I think his E was a little bit weird as well, but it was more so on me because I could ban W instead of being like in like a little way it could ban play better, but everything was really on me actually. Literally everything was just more so on me. Okay, we do pick up the minions, and so it does seem like at this point, as you guys noticed, we get to force pretty hard. We walk like a Sigma through his EW, even though it does heal, we get to force pretty hard. And now the good thing is that he's forced to recall, otherwise he's gonna be munched, so I'm not eating until I see him recalling, because if I R, he can stay, because I'm less likely to die. He actually left the plant for me. That's crazy. And once he arrives at TP, we can get a plate here and Q him. Boom. It does miss though. It does miss though, because maybe if I click exactly on the tower, question mark. Now we do it a minion now because, you know, he revealed that he recalled. And as far as you guys can see, you can still like develop by just stacking, and you know, if you are proxying, the good thing is if you're proxying into SWAIN, he cannot get EW stacks because, you know, he can't basically like hit his abilities if you're not around, right? Now the good thing is that like this guy is also like doesn't have too many points in his E, which would help him to defend himself, and now we are bluffing that we are recalling. So this is like a sneaky thing you can do. You sit in the bush, instead of going for the next wave proxying, you can sit in this bush, and when they're gonna try to really quickly wave clear the next wave, you can just collapse on them instead of going for the other one. Dodge his EW, force into his R, because, you know, like, honestly I could have been forced into his R. I don't know why did I walk away. I don't know, I was a bit of a pussy move. Now I think I could have been forced into his R. I was just like, no, I'm too fat now. I can force into his R as well. So I didn't really like exactly know like the complete limits of this matchup, but I mean he could ban like R slow me, but technically if he doesn't hit his EW, it's not that much of a concern, right? So it's like this point is recalling though, so regardless we can develop in terms of CS and plates. So this is like still like, you know, totally fine for us. He is not in particularly stacking his passive either, so he's not like developing as much as we do our resources. Sidestep his W, don't give him free HP. And as far as you guys notice, we're also like sort of are able to like try to zone a little bit early on. He will flash here, I'm not even kidding, like it's funny. But he will flash here, it's fine by me. It's fine by me. We pick up every single minion that we get to. This was warded, so the minions didn't like walk back when I thought they will into my queue, so that was a little bit weird, but with Rika I don't care about those two minions. And life goes on, so it's kind of a garage salesman build if you guys notice, but it does work, you know. It's like Negatron Swifties, then Proto. But this is like the most fun way of playing Cho'Gath. Like if you play Grasp, like one time in your life you gotta try this rune set, and you gotta like Halo Blades, and you gotta like Proto build. Like it's really fun, really strong. Your R is way more often up. Like if you go stuff like Heartsteel or Sunfire or whatnot, you like one time in your life you gotta try this and see how it feels like, you know. At this point we can threaten as much as we want to, we can like brute force a all in, and guess what, he R's again for no reason. He thought I have R up, but with Ultimate Hunter my R would be up actually. With Ultimate Hunter here my R would be up, so it's just like sometimes with Relentless Hunter I mean, I think Ultimate is still better. I think that's why he R'd, but I didn't have it, so I guess I like rune bluffed him. Maybe that's why he's permoring, because he thinks my R is supposed to be up way faster than... Oh yeah, I could be, there's a word where he thinks that way. But he doesn't expect me having like... And in here I kinda like... this is like gonna be like a very like weird situation I got myself into, because I'm trying to sort of escape in a weird way, but also like walking... I don't know what am I cooking till I miss my cue. This was like a weird situation, then I tried to go in, but Nami misses her R. And then we kinda like walk away, Pantheon does arrive, I miss my Q sadly. I should maybe just W and look for a Q, but oh well. Honestly, if I did that, maybe we would kill Pantheon, but maybe we would kill Pantheon to be honest, so that was a big misplay on my part. Maybe I shouldn't just upfront Q, just like close range Q, but whatever. And at this point we have Proto Belt, we are big beasts right now, and soon the laning phase like is over, so I just mainly like wanted to like do like sort of a matchup guide on like how do you deal with like SWAIN in the lane itself. Because like the rest of the game is also like game to game dependent, you know, because there isn't like anything specially about SWAIN, because technically you could both team fight and side lane into him or whatnot, so it's not like there's like one particular thing. And again, in here you just force his R out, this guy just presses R and runs away. That's just so sad, because every time he presses R and does nothing with it, you know. I guess like one time he kind of zoned me away from like going in, but I think it was more so because I was scared. It would be regardless away so far. We cancel his recall again like a boss, and we get his tower. So even though like we don't always kill him, we perma force him to recall, which doesn't only means that he loses CS. He also loses plates and loses opportunities to stack his passive. So champions like Aurelion Sol, if in the mid game we slow push waves into him, he gonna lose out so many stacks. As an example, like some champions are punished if you wave manage well. Because if you can't particularly punish them, you know, in terms of like killing them or something, then that's gonna be your like thing, you know. It's like farming a little bit, ordering the, you know, ordering the, what's it called, like Herald. And that's it for now. That's it for the laning phase. Thank you guys for watching. Thanks for making this